Hey everybody, Bob Babbitt here. Breakfast with Bob, Boston Marathon Edition. We're presented and hosted by Hyland. Stop your cramp, not your race. By Polar. Check out the Polar Vantage M and the Marathon Edition. And UCAN. Perform, workout, energize. Our next guest, Patrick Pressgrove. Patrick, you're doing your first Boston on Monday.
I am.
How fun is that?
Can't wait.
So when I was reading your bio and I saw cleft lip and palate, and I'm going, he sounds like Rudy Garcia-Tolson with pterygium syndrome.
Yep.
Is that what you were diagnosed with, pterygium
Exactly
syndrome?
what I have, yeah.
So you had a flap of skin behind both knees.
That's right.
So the legs were bent at the knee.
That's right.
And they were pretty non-functioning.
For the most part, yeah.
So did you try walking on the? So and then when you were born with that, your birth mother abandoned you as an infant.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Close to that.
And you were adopted by a foster mother.
That's right.
Very cool.
Almost right away.
Oh, so she was your first foster mom?
Yep. And I was her first foster
Was her child.
And the only one she ever adopted.
Ever. So 20 surgeries by the age of 6 on your legs. But, you know, you're trying to get around on a wheelchair at 13.
By then I had severe arthritis in both of my knees.
Yeah, I'm
because
sure.
I could never
bent.
extend them fully.
Yeah.
So by the age of 14, I was in a wheelchair full-time at home and at school.
Yeah.
So it was either continue that or become an amputee.
And are you an amputee through the knee?
That's right.
Exactly like Rudy.
Yep.
And had you, Rudy was tossed in a pool at the age of 6 and started swimming. You had no sport.
No.
None at all. And when did you realize you could get in the sport?
Through my clinician, my prosthetic clinician, he encouraged me to apply for a grant from CAF. This is probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
I received a pair of ocean running legs.
From us?
From CAF. No problem. I actually put them away in my closet for about a year because I was scared to try anything new.
Really?
And fail. So
you stayed in the wheelchair then?
No.
You were on your walking legs?
I was walking just fine, yeah. So about a year after I received them, I put them on, and I would run around the track at the University in Houston. I could barely go 100 meters without stopping, and I worked myself up and up and up more and more. And a mutual patient at my clinic at Hanger named Mark Barr, the Paralympian.
Oh yes.
He encouraged me to get involved with a Houston nonprofit Team Catapult, and we met at Memorial Park, and we started running around their 3-mile trail.
Yeah.
And slowly and surely, I got my endurance up and my fitness up. Signed up for my first ever race. It was a 6K in Houston in December 2017.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 95 degrees out.
Oh my God.
About 100% humidity. I finished it, and 5 years later, here we are running our first.
Your first Boston. And you're also doing triathlon.
I am. I've done a half Ironman as of last year, and I'm aiming for my first full Ironman in April of 2020.
So when you do triathlon, you are using a hand cycle for the bike?
That's right.
And then running on prosthetics?
That's right.
Okay. And that's different than most people would ride a stand-up bike and run with prosthetics,
That's
or
right.
they use a hand cycle and a racing chair.
That's right. So because of how I race, I don't qualify for any international competition. I race in the PC Open division.
Yep, which is fine.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what's fascinating, the reality is, if you're already using the hand cycle.
Yeah.
If you used the racing chair, you'd be way faster.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but you'd rather run.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. And I know Rudy, he's looked at it, and he doesn't want to be in a hand cycle.
Yeah.
Right?
I know that.
Even though it's hard for him. So, you don't have quads or you don't
nothing below the knee.
So you don't have quads or hamstrings.
That's right.
You're racing when you ride the bike using your glutes.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly.
Wow. I've watched Rudy ride, and
I've seen videos. I mean, there's a reason I'm not doing that.
So that's why you're on the hand cycle.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, because then you can use your arms.
Exactly.
Fascinating.
And I just received my first hand cycle of my own through a CAF grant this year.
You did?
I did.
That's we just sent out 3,260 grants totaling about $4.8 million, and you're a part of them.
I'm one of them.
I love that. Did you get your Heroes of Sport shirt?
I did.
Love that. Well, it's so good to have you part of our
sir.
family. That is great. So you've done a 70.3, or you're training for one?
Done one.
You've done one. How'd that go? It was good?
It went.
It went. You got through it.
Yep.
What were the issues?
Mainly on the run. It was in Waco, Texas.
Oh,
and
a little hot.
There's a notorious park in Waco with about 700 feet of elevation gain within a half mile.
Ooh.
And we ran that twice on the half marathon loop. And I don't run with knees.
Right.
So there's no way to scale up a hill other than my glutes.
So when you run, you're just like Rudy. Your legs go out to the side.
That's right.
So getting any type of momentum up a hill is really hard.
Most of the time, yes, but when it's that steep, I mean,
yeah, really
there's
hard.
No way.
So what'd you do?
Walk. I walked up and ran really fast down. Yeah.
What's been the toughest part of adapting to this? Trying to, because you've got when you go into the water, you don't use legs,
no.
But you go down to the water's edge, I'm assuming in legs, and then you need someone to give you your legs to come out of the water.
Exactly.
And a lot of times that's in sand, and that's not fun to run in. Yeah. Then you get in your hand cycle and go, and then you got to transition again. That's a lot of equipment.
There's a lot of moving parts and
yes.
people.
I remember one time Rudy had his timing chip on his walking leg or something, going down to the start, and he, forgot to put it on his running leg.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little bit of an issue.
That's something no one else would have to worry about.
No. I said to the timing guy, you know what, you got a problem if I take my leg off and and the chip is on there, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, one of the issues that Rudy always dealt with was leg coming off while you're running. That's happened?
Not in a long time.
Good.
So I have an extremely close relationship with my clinician. So, and because I have so much, I do have enough feeling in my residual limbs.
Yes.
I can tell him every single point on me that feels good and bad, and we have my fit dialed in perfect.
Wow. People don't understand the relationship with you and that clinician. Like
It's
Rudy,
everything.
Rudy was with Michael Davidson from the age of 7 till now.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Exactly.
you guys are experiment together. You're sort of a guinea pig for him, for the next person.
Yeah.
And
a lot of times.
That relationship is probably closer than with anybody else.
It is. It is. So I've done a few speaking engagements where I just talk to up-and-coming O&P classes, like at the Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, and I just reiterate how important they are going to be in this, in our lives.
They're so important. This is the main part of the equation.
They are.
I remember Michael Davidson telling me that he felt when Rudy's mom wanted Rudy to run.
Yeah.
And this is back when no double above knees were running. He told her, lady, he'll be on stilts.
Yeah.
Or he'll basically be on stilts. He'll use a walker, probably use a wheelchair. He'll never run.
Yeah.
And finally, he agreed to meet with Rudy's mom to tell her face-to-face because she kept calling.
Yeah.
And Rudy was doing a handstand on a walker, and that's when he realized if he wants to run, I got to figure it out. And it's not so much running, it's playing, letting him be a kid and figure it out together.
Yeah.
So he felt that they worked together to get kids the legs they needed so that they could be kids.
Yeah.
And so you're sort of in that same position.
Very similar.
Figuring out what works and what doesn't work for the next person.
Exactly.
How tough is the sweat issue when you're racing in hot? Because it's not like the sweat has anywhere to go except into your socket.
Exactly. So within a socket, if there's sweat in there, that means there's air in there. So if there's air in there, it means your fit is not tight enough.
Right.
So because I have my fit so well dialed in, I don't have that issue anymore.
Oh, that's good.
When I was just getting into running, I was losing more and more weight. I would have all this extra room in there, all the more room for sweat to accumulate, and they would just pop off left and right. I'd be in a dead sprint, and I'm holding my leg on, 500 yards from the finish line, and in my head, I'm trying to sprint to the finish, but my leg won't let me because it's trying to fall off.
Oh, my God.
I don't have that problem anymore.
So what are your goals for tomorrow?
I've only run one marathon.
How'd you do?
The qualifying time for an amputee was 6 hours. I ran a 4:21.
4:21, first time out.
I'm hoping to do better
I would
than that.
kill for 4:21. Wow, that is awesome. Very cool.
I would love to hit 4, but I don't know if the weather will cooperate. I'm also in a lot better shape from a year ago.
Yes, you are.
I was.
So I had a guy named Marco Cisetto here the other day who was a double baloney, and he was able-bodied before and was a top runner. He ran 252 at New York as a double baloney. Now, that's a little different.
This past year,
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw about him, yeah.
He lost his legs to frostbite.
Yeah.
But he was a top runner before he lost his
He
legs.
still is.
Yeah, and now he's running here. He's running here on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him.
Patrick, it's so cool to meet you and have you part
Thanks
of
for
the
having me.
CAF family.
Love it.
And have the best race ever tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Love it. Take care.
Thank you, Bob.
Patrick, so nice to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, everybody, hold on. We will be right back.